Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist and I own 52 units of real estate. So today I want to talk about what helped me become successful in terms of my W-2 job, in terms of my real estate portfolio, in terms of building wealth, right? And for me, I don't come from anything special. Like, I grew up kind of stupid, to be honest, and I just kind of always pushed myself to always improve slowly over time. And I took consistent action, and I was willing to get out of my comfort zone and take risks. So what really helped me be successful, it wasn't that I was naturally smart, and it wasn't because I came from, a bunch of money, right? And it was because my parents, they didn't know anything about real estate, right? They immigrated here from Vietnam with like no money. So for them, they just worry about stability and security. They don't like care to like build wealth and build investments and retire early. They just want like a stable job, comfortable pension, stable, that type of vibe, right? So for me, I was always kind of pushing myself at a young age, wanting to grow, wanting to improve, wanting to better myself. So the trait that helped me be successful was being disciplined, right? And being consistent. And it sounds simple, it sounds basic, but a lot of people fail at that, right? Like if you look at like even how to be fit right? You have to just eat right and gym consistently. It sounds simple and people pay for a bunch of stuff, but if you boil it down, that's really it, right? And the same thing goes to like building wealth, right? If that's your goal. Building wealth is just being disciplined and being consistent. So are you consistent in learning, right? Are you consistent in trying new things? Are you consistent in putting yourself out of your comfort zone? If you fail, are you consistent and you get back up and try to do better, right? Like a lot of people, they fail, they give up, they don't try again, right? Versus me, I fail. Well, from there, I'll learn, right? Or if I try something and I fail, I learn or I earn, right? Like I don't lose either way. And that's what people need to get in the mindset of. Like, you will fail, you will need to get back up, and the key is you just want to not make the same mistake again, right? Like for me, I dived into a mobile home park, right? Left my comfort zone of single family, multifamily, went to a completely different asset class in a different market, and I had a bad property manager. It was a rough area, D-class neighborhood, a lot of crime, a lot of issues, a lot of expense. And, I basically sold it for a loss of $100,000. Yeah, it sucks, but could I take the $100,000 hit? Yes, I could. I could take that hit, and I learned a lot from it. So now I just learned, you know what? I'm not going to do mobile home parks again. I'd rather maybe invest with a syndicator in a mobile home park if I want to do it again, right? Or I don't even have to touch mobile home parks again. Like just owning a single family home can make me wealthy. Just owning apartments can make me wealthy. I can scale what I already have. I can scale California single family homes. I can scale my Huntsville, Alabama single family homes. I can scale my apartments in Oklahoma, right? Why go into a different asset class and start over? Like why go to Tennessee and start over? Why buy self-storage and start over? Why buy laundromats and start over when I could just continue to do what I'm doing for a long period of time, right? And being consistent. So that's what I mean. And then the other part is disciplined. Are you disciplined enough to just do one thing for a very long period of time? It's hard, right? Like, can you just stay focused on the one thing and do it for a long period of time and be consistent, right? If you look at all the richest people in the world, like Warren Buffett, he just invested when he was like 10 years old and now he's like 90 plus. I don't even know. He's been investing for like 80 years consistently. If you look at the owner of Panda Express, I think like he owns all his stores, he owns all the real estate, he doesn't have a franchisee model, and he just did it for a long period of time. He just mastered making orange chicken, right? And scaled over time, right? If you look at kind of even the world richest man who owns all the luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Chanel, like he's just been doing luxury brands for a long period of time, and he's scaling luxury brands. He's not doing anything else. Like he's not going to he's just staying in the lane, right? So it takes discipline to stay focused and consistency to keep on doing it to build success, right? So for me, I've been doing real estate since 2017, and I've been consistent in buying my real estate, right? So I'm consistent in buying, I'm consistent in holding, right? So in real estate, yes, you will make mistakes, but if you're able to hold real estate long enough, it can kind of cover up your mistakes for the most part, right? I will preface that. Like, my mobile home park, the longer I held it, I probably would have lost money because I was a bad property manager, and, property managers make or break your deal. But like for my California single family homes, even though I rent it out and let's say I'm breaking even or I'm cash flow negative, well, if I'm able to hold it and support it with my W-2 income, it will appreciate over time, right? The principal is being paid down. You get tax advantages, right? So there's other benefits to real estate. I'm cash flow negative on paper, yes, but if you factor in the principal pay down, I'm not cash flow negative, right? But money is technically leaving my pocket, so it's not scalable. So it's just being consistent, right? I bought real estate in 2017. I bought real estate in 2019. I bought real estate in 2020. Bought real estate in 2021. A lot of real estate in 2021, and then I bought real estate in 2022, and then I bought real estate in 2024. Right? So I've been consistent despite interest rates, right? Obviously interest rates were like 4% back in 2017, and then during 2019 it was a little bit under 4%, and then obviously during COVID it was like low 3%, 2%, right? And I bought recently, it's 6.5%. So you just have to be consistent in buying and be consistent with your mindset of holding. Like when I buy real estate, I have the mindset of holding it for a long period of time. Right? I don't want to sell that property unless I really have to or it makes sense to, right? So for me, I didn't want to sell my mobile home park, but it just was causing me too much stress. It was bleeding money. It was a terrible property manager. It was a bad area. I just said, you know what? I just want to get out of this deal. That wouldn't make sense to sell, right? Eventually, I might be at the point where I want to retire from my W-2, so I'm going to sell a single family home, take all that equity, and then pay off my primary residence to have no mortgage. So I have less of an expense so I can retire. That would make sense, right? Other than that, I don't plan on selling anything, right? Because I don't want to. Like, I've gotten many offers on my apartments. I say no, right? Like, they throw nice numbers at me. I say no. Like, my 26 unit, I got offered like $1.3 million. I didn't do any renovation, and I bought it for $500,000. I could have flipped that thing for $700,000 easy, but I want to buy and hold, right? Because that's how you build wealth. Like, that's how I build wealth. Like, I don't want to find another deal. I want this deal, right? And I know when I'm ready to buy more deals, I'll buy again later, right? So be consistent. Also, I'm consistent in terms of like learning. I'm always trying to better myself, do things better, and learn from my mistakes. Like even today, even though I've been doing real estate for 7 years, I'm still new, right? And I learned a lot, and I'm still trying to get better, right? Like how can I do things better? How can I save money here? Like insurance. I've been paying for replacement cost insurance, which is like $25,000, which is like double the cost of like actual cash value insurance. And I've been paying double, and that's a mistake, or not a mistake, but I was paying for more insurance, for more security and more safety and for more comfort. But now I'm at the point where, you know what? I was like, well, I reassessed it. It doesn't make sense for me to pay that much for insurance, because if it burned down to the ground, it was a total loss. I'll just take my money and then sell the land and then move on. Buy another piece of real estate, right? Like I wouldn't want to rebuild theirs. I don't want to deal with rebuilding a property, right? I have a video talking about that. So, now I'm very focused and disciplined. Like for me, I know I'm just going to do single family homes in California, single family homes in Alabama, and apartments in Oklahoma, because I have systems for all those areas. It's easy for me to scale without much effort, right? In terms of social media, like I'm in this for the long haul. I love learning, and I love sharing what I learned, right? To hopefully inspire others to, buy real estate, to jump into multifamily, whether it's, watching my videos and learning, or joining the mentorship program and learning directly from me, right? On a more personalized basis. Whatever that is, my goal is to help inspire. And, like I said, it's nothing special. Like I'm just consistent and disciplined. Like that's really it. I'm slowly improving over time. Like it sounds so simple, but a lot of people, like 99% of the people, aren't willing to do it. So if you're literally that 1% who's willing to be consistent, who's willing to be disciplined, and willing to do it over a long term without instant gratification, you'll be successful, right? So that's why for me, like I'm just patient, and I just stay consistent, and I try to stay in the game as long as possible. So I play, how can I stay in this game as long as possible? Like how can I consistently buy real estate over the long period, right? So I've went through a period of scaling, right? I was up to 90 units at one point, sold off a bunch, and then now I'm at 52 units, right? But I have a good, stable 52 units, and now I'm rebuilding my next base. So now when interest rates drop, I'm gonna do another cash out refinance on my apartments, pull out a bunch of money, and then buy another maybe 30 to 50 unit apartment complex in Oklahoma. And now I'm gonna go to 100 units, and once that's stabilized after 2-3 years, at that point I can then do another cash out refinance and buy again, or I just can stop, right? Like I might hit a point where, you know, enough's enough, it's good enough. And then, you know, continue to buy maybe single family homes that are more passive, or just do index funds. So it just depends on the season, right? Like just be consistent, reassess, pivot, and learn. Really simple, right? It's like that's all it really is for me to build my wealth. I don't think I'm anything special other than that, right? Like I work a W-2 like most pharmacists, and you know, I was consistent in basically, you know, saving money to invest. I was consistent in learning. I was consistent in trying to increase my W-2 income. I was consistent in trying to make myself better. I was consistent in challenging myself. I was consistent in um, basically trying to learn from others. And I was consistent in being curious and being hungry for knowledge, and being disciplined in terms of taking consistent action. So that's really it. So if you're ready to, you know, jump from single family to multifamily, check out the mentorship program. Otherwise, I create a lot of free content. Let me know if you have any questions. Love to answer your questions through videos. Hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.